friends, he needs to be stopped. Yes, he's been going out, like he's becoming so powerful. He's been using Arch, like I think a year back, he's been using Arch Linux, and man, right now he's building something huge, like an AI shit. You know what I'm talking about, the one and only, the king of YouTube, PewdiePie. So yeah, friends, I'm Korean. I love reacting and stuff, and I would love to react on like seeing process of PewdiePie's Arch Linux or AI, like you know, Arch in this case. Yeah, friends, I'm pretty excited. So before I'm going to play this video, hopefully you can leave a subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm looking forward to getting like 500 subscribers or like 1000 subscribers in this year. So yeah, I would love for you to help me. So thank you for help and support, friends. So let's get right into the video.
The deed is done. I can finally return to this channel because I have done what I said I was going to do. Not that. We will get to that. What?
I actually want to like watch like book review when it comes to like PewdiePie, because I'm also like reading books lately.
One thing at a time. I trained my own AI model. Yay! How long has it been? I'm making my own AI. I'm making an orb, my own Palantir. I was hoping to share it by the end of this video, but it takes a long time, so I feel like those bears coming out of hibernation. What happened? But the deed is done, and I ran the benchmarks. Official AI benchmark.
And he comes a long way from just, you know, installing Linux, man.
And my model,
it just takes him like 3 months, I think.
Outperforms DeepSeek 2.5. Way bigger model than mine. Facebook's flagship model, Llama 4 Maverick, destroyed. And most importantly of all, my model outperforms ChatGPT's 4. In like November or something. That was this sounds like impressive, but it's outperforms ChatGPT's 4.
Oh, it's not good as I think. Is that Quartz? It is faster than it is better than Gemini. So yeah.
In like November or something. That
also it is like, okay, so Quen is a little bit better.
This sounds like impressive, but
and if you don't know, friends, like Quen AI is made from like I think Alibaba in this case. Like it's a free open source AI.
It's a way less impressive once we get into it, and we will get into it. It also sounds way less impressive considering the fact that I almost burned down my house twice for this project. It also sounds way less impressive. I lost my sanity. Now, I have not created my own AI. I have merely taken an AI model and trained it. It's like stealing a child on the street instead of birthing one myself. It's way more effective that way. Plus, it would cost millions and millions of dollars in infrastructure, which I do not have yet. Am I talking about birthing or... But it's important for you to understand just how naive I was going into this, because I knew nothing about machine learning, training AI, and coding. Did I mention my model is a coding model? I can make a coding model. Sure, Felix. Great idea. But I also know I wasn't that crazy going into this, and I'll explain why. But mainly the fact that I wanted to do this was because I wanted to learn. The reason I'm here with this video and
this is why I'm very admirable when it comes to like PewdiePie, because I also love learning. I want to like test out. I want to make mistakes. Learning from those mistakes, improving from those mistakes. Like I really love learning.
Series of events has just been me approaching this philosophy of just, yes, this might be difficult, but I will learn from it. Step by step, you know, that takes you places. And that's why I'm so excited to announce today's sponsor, which is boot.dev. Boot.dev parameter. AI. I think boot.dev is an amazing venture to do so. So check it out in the description, and I will remind you later as well, okay? Now, funny enough, to train my model, AI model, ironically, it works very similar to how you would train yourself on boot.dev. There's an instruction of a problem, you get a framework on how to initiate or what to use, and then there's a validated answer at the end of it. Basically, I gathered around 100,000 samples like that, and then you feed that to the model, which slightly nudges its parameters, like...
I've been hearing a lot about boot.dev, and actually one of my coder, like my level coder from YouTube, his name is Prime Timeagen. He actually like part of the development of boot.dev. So yeah, he's like the NeoVim of the stuff. Like he tried to like coding, and that's what makes me love about NeoVim. It's actually an amazing stuff.
And bada bing, bada boom, you
Usually, friends, Neovim is like a coder or text editor and stuff. So yeah, it's actually amazing and beautiful.
have trained your model. It's kind of like this. Your AI, look at this.
Oh, he has a ThinkPad. Actually, this red button from his like laptop is a ThinkPad. I wonder if he did like install this with Arch. So it's actually pretty impressive.
Are you learning? Are you getting this?
Oh my god.
You will
Oh
look
my
at
God.
these. You will look at 100,000 more. Pay attention.
I can't believe like his child's face looks like his dad's face, especially expression like he looked at this like that, or like every shock impression by PewDiePie.
This might take a while. The model that I used was Gwen32B, which is already amazing at coding, but I needed it to be amazing at coding in this format. The whole reason I decided to do this and
Wait.
the model that I used was Gwen32B, which is already amazing at coding, but I needed it to be amazing at coding in this format. The whole reason I decided to do this and where I landed, because I discovered
I wonder what type of format that he's been using, or what type of languages that he wanted to learn from this.
something. There are many ways to benchmark and test your model. I discovered there's one called Aider Polyglot. If you remember last video, I used the agent Aider to code my own web UI. This is a respectable benchmark that tests coding in 6 different languages. That's 6 more languages than I know. But what was interesting about this is that state-of-the-art models like ChatGPT perform like garbage on this benchmark. 18.2%? What? My model that I was planning to train on performs 8%. Trash. But it performs 16% if you use a different format called whole format instead of diff format. Basically, there's 2 different formats, but one of them is important. How do I explain this? It's basically like this. You draw a picture, okay? Imagine you draw a picture and you want to add a cloud. But instead of just adding the fucking cloud, you redraw the entire picture with the cloud. It makes no fucking sense. But basically, a lot of these models, they struggle to understand the format.
Yeah, I think it's very hard for them to like add something and reading the entire format, because there might be like potential errors in code. Like it's almost the same as like coding too. If you try to add something, it's very hard to like read the entire code and like put where the right code is. So you have to like add it one by one, so that where or when stuff does happen.
Just edit it
Even I actually kind of a little bit struggle when it comes to coding like that.
in the code instead of just writing the whole thing. It's just stupid. It wastes compute and it wastes time, and I never used it as well. So I thought, hey, if I can just fix the format, I will make my model 16%, and that will almost beat ChatGPT. The goal, beat ChatGPT. Easy, because what I had on my side, at my disposal, my arsenal, was Chinese AI research. You'd think China would be on the more censorship side of things. At least that's what I thought. How wrong I was. It's completely...
Yeah, I was actually also impressed about DeepSeek, like Quen. I even have a Quen model within my like Linux and stuff, like Olama and stuff. So yeah, it's actually pretty free and stuff.
The opposite.
And actually pretty powerful too. Like I tried like the smaller version of Quen. It's actually pretty fast and pretty solid. It also doesn't get any type of hallucinations for some reason. It's actually kind of good, but I don't know like what other tests, like smaller, I guess AI in this case that I've tried. I only tried like Quen because they're like the lightest stuff and the most improved stuff, and the recommendation of when it comes to like searching on Google's too.
Chinese AI basically just release their model for anyone to run, and a whole document with their entire training process in great detail. It's amazing. There's so much information from these research documents, combined with the open source community. There's so much to try, and it just makes you really want to try it yourself. At least that's how I saw it, even though a lot of it was super advanced and I didn't understand anything. Eventually I did, I think. It's also hilarious reading these documents. Chinese AI researchers are unironically comedians because they write the most unhinged shit. They say shit like, oh, we trained our model on 2048 GPUs. And you're like, what? That's like $60 million. And then you keep reading and they're like, we emphasize this is an economical approach. I'm like, economical? What's the non-economical version? But I think that kind of puts things in perspective, and why a lot of companies in the West, they don't want to share information. So with Chinese AI research on my
It's actually pretty risky for your shareholders if you're, a business model, like especially like Google and stuff. Like, would you really want to share your model, like code and stuff? Because it's very secretive.
side and a boot dev course, I was ready to do this thing. Now, what do you need to train AI? Data. Now, how do you get data without sacrificing your soul in the process? Well, there is options, believe it or not. You can mine the stack, which is this 60 terabyte data set that you're allowed to train on. Good thing I kept my hard drives around. You can use publicly available data sets. You can also mine Git, which is a little more of a gray zone because you have to check for licenses, which I'm sure everyone is doing, right? These big tech companies, they're being super ethical and great about it, I'm sure. That's why they're not sharing any information. And you can also synthesize your data. Glorious synthetic data. So tastes so good. I tried every single method there is. It's been a mess.
This is scraping Git for enriching my data. This is scraping for more data. This is running testing on.
That is a lot of terminal there. I'm pretty sure it's using a Thermax or Tmax in this case to create a lot of this, like, instances or like split when it comes to like the terminal.
The data, and this is augmenting the data.
But yeah, he is using Tmax. Like there's a Tmax like bar below it.
And this is my 8 LLMs.
Wow, you have like 8 LLM split.
This is the level we reached.
This project
It's getting crazy, man. It needs to be stopped.
was, I was like in the
It's becoming powerful. It's over 9,000.
middle of a freeway, and there's a bunch of cars that I have to direct constantly because shit had to move for this to finish. Everything took so much time, and my GPUs had to constantly be cooking. And I had to do all this makeup, cosmetic surgery to the data because all these developers writing poor, lazy. First of all, why do you even publish some of that? Lazy instructions. Don't make a commit if you're just gonna add a comment. But finally, I had my data, but I still knew I needed more. And I also wanted to try out synthetic.
Wait, there's actually a small message.
Don't make a commit if you're just gonna add a comment. But finally,
There's a small comment here, friends. Complaining about the quality of data. Speaking of data, is still complaining about the quality of the data. Funny.
Knew I needed more. And I also wanted to try out synthetic generation of data, which is basically you typically take the strongest model that you have and you ask it, hey, look at this. Make more in this format. And my God, it was a beautiful thing. You get the perfect data exactly the way you want it. It's amazing. But the problem
What type of data is he creating?
is, and maybe you already know this, AI is wrong all the fucking time. Okay, it's basically like this. I tell AI,
Okay.
my drawing skills have really, I'm sure glad I learned how to draw. I tell AI, make a burger by showing him a burger. And then AI makes what looks like a burger, but I open the lid and he put razor blades in there. So my harness is a burger eater to check that if the real burgers are made instead of fake burgers. I think I explained that pretty well. You lied to me!
I wonder like how he coded the harness in this case. Like he needs to check like it needs to fact check that data is real or not, or false or fake, or even like reality. If it's not, the AI is not hallucinating or something.
My synthetic approach, I know that most people don't care. I use OSS Instruct from Magic Coder and Evol Instruct, which is an amazing method. It's basically like that cloning dancing guy technique. You feed a code snippet and then you say, hey, make it into this format, and also make it do another one, but make it more advanced. I don't want to get into it. This technical, it doesn't matter. This video will take forever. But the problem I had was I was not getting enough of it. And I don't trust, okay? I don't trust like that, okay? So I validated it. I kept thinking the problem was my test harness. So I needed to fix that. What an idiot! That just made it so I passed more garbage. So when the time came for me to finally train my model, after months, I was so excited. I ran the benchmark.
Yeah, this is basically like using Linux, like you're trying to fix a problem for months because you use AI and the AI is like, giving you data or the wrong instructions of fixing the problem or even understanding the problem whatsoever. And then the AI said like, oh, this doesn't work, or you read some kind of forum that, it's not supported. Like I've been through this hellhole, man. Like I've used like Linux. I tried to fix one application, also known as a video editing program. It just doesn't work. And I realized, it doesn't support Intel.
And I had made an AI model that
It took me months, by the way.
finally, that was worse. I had made it worse. I probably should have quit then. But I am way too stubborn for that.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't have it in me. I can't do it. This is when you realize AI is kind of like magic, right? But it also isn't. Garbage data in, garbage data out. There was a lot of issues with my data. When I had fixed my harness, I had just let more garbage data pass through. There was also all these other issues like empty white spaces and classic coding issues that I just wasn't aware about. So that's why I had made it worse. But I gave it another attempt. And this time, no more mistakes. No more dilly-daddling. Lock in. Again, the model is worse. It was my harness yet again.
Oh.
I don't know why I got so stuck on this fucking thing. Well, I didn't even need synthetic data. I just wanted it to work. I just wanted it to work so bad.
Yeah, it's the same. It's basically the same as like Linux. You just want it to work, and like very hard to try to do it. It just doesn't work because it's not supported, unfortunately.
Finally,
Or there's like a bug that is very hard to fix it because you need to go to the terminal and stuff. Make some your own config, trying to change the bug of the code.
I had fixed the fucking thing, and the benchmark came in 16%. Sometimes 15, sometimes 14, but 16 was the highest. The model is just not going to solve the same problem every time. It just doesn't work like that. There is a level of randomness to it, to the benchmark performance. But 16 was the ceiling, and that makes sense because that was the ceiling in the official whole format or whatever. And that
Oh, there's actually like a tool for format, like he's training it from the whole and the diff.
I had fixed it so it's in the diff format, but I had not made a fucking difference. I had not made the model smarter. And remember, I need to beat 18% to say that I beat ChatGPT. Otherwise, this means nothing. So, my plan of attack was to add reasoning to my data. Adding reasoning to your data is basically making it write out some thinking before it solves the problem. Instead of doing 2 plus 2 in your head, you go, oh, okay, so let me break this down. So I'll have 2 apples, and then if I add 2 more apples, and then I count them all together, then I will have 4. This is really effective for complicated issues to break down the problem into parts, and it really can improve the performance of the AI. But when it's simple questions and it still does it, it can be very, very irritating as well.
Really like a search about, I think it's like 2000 brain neurons actually tried to, I guess like scientists tried to like code it in Python to like play Doom. Literally like a human brain cells, like neurons, literally like 2000 of them just put on a plate and let it play Doom. It's actually like very impressive, like how adaptable it is. Like it changes a lot. Like it even like advances like how much the game is played without any further instructions. Like even the scientists are actually kind of confused like how it works so well. Like how the brain cell is actually like adapting so much, even though it's not coded that way. It's actually like they're literally just playing Doom, like the video game Doom, so well.
You've probably seen this actually if you use a stronger AI model. A lot of times you ask it questions and it goes, oh, absolutely. Well, let's break this down into parts. First, we're gonna, and you're like, that was a simple yes or no question. What do you mean? But it's a really effective way to make your model solve problems more accurately. And a lot of these smaller open source models that I train on struggle with this because they just haven't been trained on it enough. So that was my plan of attack to make my model smarter. And I found a study that showed that 10% in performance. I'm like, 10%? That's way more than I need, baby. Let's just clone this Git repo and get going. The only problem was, of course, that the ungodly level of computation that was needed.
I didn't actually know that some Git have like, some Git repos and the stuff like have research papers. Actually very impressed with that.
And that's when things were starting to smell funny. I realized my room had this weird aura to it all of a sudden. Hey, I swear it didn't used to smell like that. So I decided to reboot my computer, and lightning strikes all across it. Smoke starts pouring out. My whole life flashed before my eyes. I turn off the computer, but the damage was done. One of my GPUs had died. Rest in peace. I tested each one by one, and it seemed like everything else was okay. It was just this one problem. And looking at my purchase history, that one GPU came from a different factory. You have to understand what a hack job this setup that I have is, okay?
Yeah, literally, this is the main reason why, like, if you're a Linux user, you become like this. Like, I would love to have like this type of setup, actually. I would love to learn like how the computers work. I need the wiring and stuff. I need my servers, okay? I need servers and stuff. I need HTTP. I need SSH on that shit.
It's bifurcated. It's undervolted to death. This GPU...
I need my own type of drive.
It was run on 450 watt. I run it on 100.
I also need my own type of local AI. That's how crazy like being on Linux sometimes. Like your mind is just like, I want to try shit.
75 watt, just so my house wouldn't fucking crash every time. And then these are hacked Chinese 4090 GPUs. This whole thing is held together by prayers. Literally, in Japan they sell these prayer-infused IT badges. Where is it? It's in front of my computer. An official Japanese priest. I probably have now blessed my computer, and I was ready to give it another shot. Only for the smell to appear again. After sniffing my GPUs like a maniac, I concluded my GPUs was not the problem this time. And eventually, I found it. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Again, I was using a cable that was graded for 1500 watt. I was running over 2000. Changed cable, we were good to go. My computer kept crashing still.
Man, the electrical bill on this shit is gonna be crazy to the roof.
Oh, it's still...
Uh-oh.
It crashed.
I also experienced this on my Linux Mint too. If I'm running like an AI, it literally just freezes the stuff too.
It has crashed.
Oh, he has a Arch Linux on his Steam Deck. Look at that.
Fuck. What a pile of...
You'd think training would be just this straightforward thing, but it's really not. It's taking too long to train. I need more compute, okay? What am I gonna do? It's not my fault. I know what you're thinking. Felix, are you building another computer? No, I am just extending the one I have. Of course. Of course, I'm an epic minimalist. I had to steal the circuit from my bathroom and I drilled the hole. It's super heavy on your computer, and every time it crashes, I have to fucking defibrillate it back, bring it back from a coma. It's not pleasant. With everything that had happened in the past, extremely stressful. And I really started doubting what the fuck I'm doing here for these 2%. I started calling upon DeepSeek API because it's practically for free, and eventually I had 15,000 samples, which is way less than I had aimed for, but these were the top of the top, the creme de la creme samples that I have with the most beautifully crafted step-by-step reason.
I wonder if you can always like, you can't like get data from, from because of ethical reasons. Like you can't just like download all of the books and stuff, or even from pirated websites data. You can't do that. But I always wonder if like, if you have the AI, like try to, I guess, because the AI, the unethical AI in this case, you try to force it to make, synthetic data to your local AI in this case. So I don't know if that's ethical or unethical because the first AI did stole all of the books, but the AI is like, everything it created is like open source and stuff. Like there is a ruling on that now that AI things that have been made by AI and stuff are not copyrightable. So it kind of makes you wonder if that's even like free to, I guess, use like all the AI data and stuff. Actually, pretty interesting.
The world has ever seen. I did my supervised fine-tuning, 3 epochs, and I ran the benchmark, and it scored 17. Are you fucking kidding me? But as I mentioned, the performance is kind of random. So I kept running the benchmark, I had eventually given up, but I had done one more just for the fuck of it, and I noticed, holy shit, this one is having like a god run. It's at 40%. What is happening? It drops to 30. I'm like, hold, please hold. It drops to 25. It drops to 20, and it finally finishes all the exercises in the benchmark.
18.
It is done at 19.6%. I have beat ChatGPT at last! It felt so goddamn good. Stop! Stop! Don't listen to this guy. The benchmark is invalid. I did not check for contamination before the benchmark. Basically, if you grab data all across the internet, there's a high chance that you're gonna grab data that might already exist in a benchmark somewhere. So you have to check for contamination. I didn't check for contamination. I didn't want to check for contamination. But my stupid conscience was like,
I always like wonder like how he know this. Like, did he like do some research on YouTube, or did he ask like, you know, some AIs to do the research for him?
I should probably do it.
I was backing up, going through my data for the gazillionth time, and I realized there were some contamination. It's not a huge deal, but it's like, if I just am honest, whatever, to me it's not good enough, and I want to clear out my data, and I'm gonna...
That's good for you, Felix. Like, I would love to see like, you know, the honesty in here, the more struggles that he will face, and you know, eventually he will grow from that. And that's what I love about like, no, Felix, he really is a good storyteller. Like, he really like identify what he's struggling about, and like, you know, how he even eventually solve it in the end. So that's always like a way or a formula to writing a good story.
Retrain again, benchmark again, and I'm hoping, and I think it will still give me the same result because it's such small contamination. I'm kind of worried because I'm running out of time.
Have I done fuck all this entire time? Have I achieved nothing this entire time and the whole thing was a hocus pocus? That's what I thought. So this time I went all out. I trained on my entire data set. Previously, I trained on a small subset of what I thought was my best data because it takes forever to train. It takes forever. It takes days, weeks. And since I reached the score...
I always wonder if you know, the collection of the data or training one will take months, it will maybe create some high quality stuff, I guess.
Of 19.6, I was like, I am done. But not... Then I made another discovery. I was training on the wrong model. A major update. I'm watching my video. This guy. I'm giving feedback to my editor. And I'm like, hold on. What is that? That is not the code.
Yeah, that's why I actually paused it in the beginning of the video, because I'm pretty sure that's not a coding AI that he installed and trained upon. So that's maybe like the wrong AI. This is also what you get from like using like Linux and stuff. Like you try to use like the computer and stuff, and you know, like you try to install stuff, and like you try to have like this very weird buggy error. But when you just try to like do the research in your stuff, it's like, oh, that there's like a single error there because you didn't read the fucking documentation.
Version. That's the regular version. Have I been training on the wrong version this entire time? Oh. Ah! So maybe this has all been a blessing in disguise, because I feel like with these two things in mind, I should beat ChatGPT. Yeah. I should, but we will know in a couple days. Did I beat ChatGPT? Well, I trained on the coding model, and the first score, 4.4%. Ah! I don't know what the fuck happened. I can probably think of 5 things, but I don't care to figure it all out. It's gonna take forever. I just retrained again, and the model score, 25%, baby. I have not just beat ChatGPT, I beat ChatGPT twice. Their August shitty version as well. I was so relieved. I was like, thank God. But I made another discovery. It's not over. A third of the benchmark was not even running. C++ and JavaScript just wasn't being tested properly. So I fixed the benchmark, I run it again, and the final score...
I wonder like what his end goal for this type of AI, because if he's doing this for like you know, for training like data and stuff, or also like for coding and stuff. Like I wonder if he's going to make an application or maybe a video game on his own. Like that would be a pretty interesting like idea for him to like go in the process for that, like computing and stuff. For me, I would actually love to make an AI, like a language AI, and like for like sentence structuring and like sentence, like it's more like an editor stuff because I love to write my own type of story, write that type of books. Like I would love to have like the AI like try to, I guess, like correct my sentencing and grammar structure. I would also love it for the AI to teach me like how do you structure your sentence like this, like what are the fundamentals. I would actually love to learn from that. Like I would love to train my AI and then use my AI for me to learn something.
36%, baby.
I don't know about coding, but I would love to like learn coding on my own. I don't want like AI for me to like, to automate some parts of the AI coding, but usually like right now I'm usually like use it for configuration my my Lua file for my NeoVim.
This means I also beat Google Schmoogle's thing as well.
Oh.
And I think I beat 4.1 or something. I don't know. ChatGPT. It's a massacre out here. You're being destroyed. It's embarrassing. OpenAI stock just demolished. Just quit already. This is what pops the AI bubble. This. But I was like, there are still issues. I'm gonna do some post training. 1,500 samples. Splinky blinky 5 epochs. And I ran
he needs to save that, by the way. Like I hope that he really like learned the the backup rule, like 3 to 2 to 1 backup rule, because man, you have to do that all over again if you don't save it.
Benchmark again. Pure decontaminated, let it be known. Purer than the fountain of youth. 39.1%, baby. Another destroy. I think this one I beat Google Schmoogle. Where's the stupid benchmark? Yeah, Gemini Pro. You guys pay for that?
Ooh.
I did not think this would even
Actually, the most common AI that I use is Gemini Pro.
ever come close.
That is impressive.
But here's the embarrassing part about all of this. I train on Gwen 2.5, but Gwen 3 is out, and it scores 40%. So unless I beat 40%, this means nothing. And I'm out of time. I don't have fucking time. I need to send this video to my editor. Yes, there was one more thing. A model being good at one benchmark is stupid as fuck, okay? I need to test this model on other benchmarks as well. I want to test it on Swebench, all these other coding benchmarks. Unless it improving that, I don't even know. I am just out of time, okay? I don't have time to do it, but I will. And if this model ever gets to a point where I feel like it's good enough, I would love to share it. But I think if anything, I might just...
I would love to see that on a GitHub repository from Felix. Oh, I would love to see that on like listed on the GitHub stuff, because I would actually love to learn like I guess coding and stuff. But for me, I would love to like make a language that is like more grammar sentencing, more like best way of writing like stories and stuff. But I also love for it to learn and stuff. So yeah.
Move on to a different project in the background.
Or maybe like some research to like research AI.
Because it takes a long time, and I'm kind of tired. That being said, you've seen me fail a lot in this video. I have become so accustomed to failure, you have no idea. I've almost given up on this project so many times. There's
like getting kicked by the balls multiple times.
so many times where I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is the stupidest thing ever. I have graveyards full of just garbage.
Thing for me too, because I love drawing art, and there's a lot of art that I don't even like post publicly on my Twitter or my Instagram. You can check them below, by the way, if you want to check arts and stuff. I actually made like a comic lately on my Instagram. You can check it out.
Funkle, schmunkle, deformed data that I have generated thinking this is the best. I have gone through the whole alphabet of failures. I was just so way in over my head on this project. But I think the number one thing I've learned, how do I explain this? When you install Linux, here's what happens. Linus Torvalds, the creator, becomes your godfather, inevitably. And I was watching one of a random video of him talking, and he was talking about how he's doing this project, and he was failing, but that's okay, because that's how you learn.
Some people think that failure is a bad thing, and I happen to be one of those people who actually enjoy doing things I'm not good at, because it's how you learn.
And I'm watching that, and I'm like, he's speaking to me right now. Oh my god. But I really feel like that's the main thing I've learned from all this. Because there's so much to learn from failure. Learn from it, and
there's also a lot of things you can learn from success from. So also you can try to copy like failures and success from other people. Like that's what I'm actually like doing right now. I always like in the past I used to always learn about failures, my own failures, like my other people's failures. Like I can admit like everything that I can see like what I did wrong. But lately I'm actually like also learning like what makes people successful, what are the fundamentals of what makes them successful. And I've actually like learned a lot on like just learning like value investing. Like I've learning like how Warren Buffett in this case like try to invest like you know businesses, like simple businesses that are actually like failing, and he tried to invest it, and like his money just like going up like to infinity. Literally like he made so much money. Like if you like invest in their company, like I think it's like 1,000, like it can get into like 5 million or 8 million, I think, if you invested in their company back in the past. So yeah, I'm actually like looking forward to invest their own company too in the future, because their businesses like Berkshire Hathaway is basically like almost immune and stuff. So yeah, it's actually like get me like love to learn like how things are also like successful in the underside.
Reiterate and keep working. I think if you have expectations of how things should go for yourself, you're just gonna get disappointed and you're gonna want to give up. So expect to fail, embrace failing. That's the message I want to send out to you kids. Last thing, this is a coding model, and I think a lot of people are looking at coding models like, are they going to replace? And I saw Linus say this as well, and it was basically saying coding models, if anything, it will just bring in more people interested in learning how to code. Again, he's speaking to me right now. Like I would never have wanting to.
Same for me too. Like I would love to learn coding from an AI, like because it's very like precise of like, oh, I made this error. What's the error, what this error message even means, so I can like try to like decode it on my own. But I just need something to translate and understand it.
Learn how to code if it wasn't for AI coming into the picture. So on the final note, learn something new. Check out boot.dev. I highly recommend it. It's a great course. Pick out whatever you want.
Yes, that's the end of the video, friends. Like it's been yeah, it's actually pretty exciting stuff. Like I would love to like see like even like his Git repo if he does share that eventually in the future. So I'm actually going to check it out, but I'm pretty sure like my laptop can't handle it because it's just so small. Like it's just like 8 gigs of RAM, and I have to extend it within like just a swap file in Linux. So yeah, that's how fortunately slow it is. Alright, yeah, I think that is. And also my CPU is like already like struggling just to render like my videos in like making this type of video too. So yeah, friends, I'm actually pretty excited, and I wonder like what you would think about like the AI and stuff. Is it like good for you? What are like the common use cases if you want to like use AI and stuff for your life? So yeah, friends,